Bro, when I tried to go live, that ass just didn't have a live option. So weird. Holy shit, dude. Get better Wi-Fi if you go on fucking Omegle. Let me try to connect to my other network. Epic.
Interesting. Hi.
What's up?
I like your hat.
Thank you.
Very.
Y'all,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
y'all like Trump?
Do you?
No.
Oh, neither do us.
Alright, you have a good one.
You too.
It's lagging because I fucking accidentally shared my Wi-Fi with myself. Uh-oh. What's up?
Hi.
You like Trump?
He's alright.
Why do you say that?
I'm not like really into politics like that, but
But you're on the Trump tag. Phenomenal conversation.
Hey.
What's up?
like your hat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Y'all like Trump?
No.
Y'all have a good one. What's up? What's up?
I'm chilling. I just took my makeup off because it made me mad.
I don't care. I'm here to talk about politics. What's up?
That guy was a neo-Nazi. Hi.
What's up?
I like the hat.
Thank you. Here to spread Christmas joy.
Are you a Trump or Biden supporter?
Neither. I mean,
Huh?
neither. I voted for Biden, but I wasn't
Yeah,
particularly.
I got you. Me too.
enthusiastic. Yeah.
I feel that.
Greatly to the left of him, though.
Yeah.
Can I just get someone who's like racist but doesn't say the N-word? What's up? You like communism?
Oh yeah, big time.
Epic. Alright, you have a good one. That was some Shalino Sanchez. For sure. Racist but doesn't say that word. Yeah, because I want to argue with them, but I don't want to fucking slur it. Shut up. Let's see. Where's the other hat? It's downstairs. Dude, can I get someone? Like, what's up?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
I like your hat.
Thank you. You're on the BLM tag. Do you support Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
All right, that's great. That's all I want to hear. You have a wonderful holiday season.
You too.
What's up?
Oh, hey, are you live streaming right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, TikTok. Okay, so I was already on a stream of yours earlier. We agree on the same stuff. I'm just wondering if you have theory recommendations.
Specific to what?
I'm getting into Marxist theory right now,
Okay.
and I'm sticking to economy, so...
All right, then I'd just start with capital.
Oh, I have that on which... So I already have Communist Manifesto, I'm getting Capital, and I have Conquest of Bread.
Yeah. I would not waste my time on Conquest of Bread. But,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What's wrong with it?
I just don't like he's such a fake ANCOM, but that's beyond the point. I'd start with capital. The manifesto is like largely useless. I mean, you could start with something like wage labor, but I don't know. I just think it's like capital is the most useful introduction to theory. It goes over everything, all of Marxian crisis theory, and like everything along the lines of the LTV and what's like all of the foundations of Marxism. It gives you like a good economic understanding.
Okay, cool. And is that like all three volumes, or is that just?
I don't really know of many people who read the next two. I think the first one is sufficient. It covers everything from like the labor theory of value to the tendency of the rate of profit to fall in chapter 13. Has all of crisis, well, not all, but nonetheless, a good chunk of Marxian crisis theory in it. So I just think like that's a good thing to start out with.
Okay, and then last question. In the Communist Manifesto, I'm annotating it right now. It talks a lot about the family. What's the family? Like, is there anything explaining that?
I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to.
Yeah,
I haven't read the manifesto ever. I was always told that it was just a huge waste of time.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I don't know. In that case, you're probably not going to know what it is, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I've never picked up the
All right, bye,
manifesto.
TikTok.
All right, you have a good one, brother.
Hey.
Oh, like as in the family structure? The nuclear family? All right, that makes sense. Fuck the nuclear family. What's up?
What's up, man?
You like Biden?
Do you smoke?
No, actually.
Oh, okay, then bye.
All right, bye. It's the abolishing of the nuclear family. That makes sense. Nuclear family didn't exist? Question mark. No, actually, there's a case to be made that it was probably no. I'd say it existed at that point. Yeah, for sure. What's up?
It's time to stop. It's time to stop.
He had like so much racist stuff on him.
Do you support Trump? Because me too.
No, I don't like Trump.
We'd have long conversations about how much we hate Biden.
Not a fan of Trump. But I'm willing to have a conversation about how much I hate Biden. I don't like Biden either.
Yeah. Well, if I could vote, I'd definitely vote for Trump. What about you?
I mean, I did vote for Biden.
Oh. Biden 2020, bitch.
Cringe. Anyway.
Bad too.
What's up?
What's up, bro?
Nah, it sounds a little bit racist.
Oh, hey.
What's up?
Biden or Trump?
I mean, I voted for Biden, but I don't care about electoral politics anymore.
Yeah. They're both stupid, but like Trump is dumber.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about dumber. Definitely worse. I think that Trump is a little bit cognitively more there than Biden in all actuality. He's just like a really shitty person. I mean, they both are, but... What's up?
What's up?
What are your political opinions? Great.
Communication band, so just be like, can I ask you a question, please, Santa?
Can it like not be racist or homophobic or anything along those lines?
Okay. Okay. It's not racist and it's not homo. What's gay, like about all that stuff? No, it's not about that.
Alright.
Alright, so what's 11 inches made the whole family cry and it's red?
What?
My dad's in the after hung himself.
I actually fucking hate like Britain or whatever the fuck that, whatever angle of the world that ogre came from. I'm not a fan of it. Was that a slur? I have no fucking idea. Let me pull up the fucking Google Translate. Holy shit. My dad's cranking circle.
Trump 2020.
So what's 11 inches? And cranking circles around me dad. Like, what the fuck are you saying, dude? Holy shit. Please. Why the fuck are you rolling shit? It's literally harder to roll R's.
Shut up.
Like, just speak fucking normal English, dude. What's up? Okay. What's up?
Wait, are you Christmas?
What's that? Alright, bro, you gotta, like, talk or something. What's up?
Hello.
Are you sport BLM?
Yes, I do.
Alright.
I need to pee.
Santa.
Those look like liberals.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Not too shabby.
Oof, what happened?
Nothing.
Got it.
Alright.
Hey.
Alright, dude. What's up?
Oh, you know, just killing time, passing through random people.
You're under two very antithetical tags.
I'm glad that you noticed.
What are your political opinions?
I am against politics in all forms. That sums it up.
Like electoral politics?
What's the alternative, though? Would the alternative to electoral politics be, what's the word for it?
Hanging the rich from lampposts? Like revolutionary politics, maybe?
Hanging the rich from lampposts. But that's not a form of politics. That's just what they do with the political power, right?
I mean, it is still a form of politics. It's a means to an end, a means to a political end.
What would be the end?
Preferably a stateless society. Moneyless.
Why would you murder productive people to accomplish a stateless society?
What is your metric of production?
That's true. They could be rich by themselves being like looters against society.
I mean,
So
every single rich person is a thief, definitionally.
how do you figure that?
All value is generated from labor. What a capitalist does is he takes his portion of labor and then the portion of X portion of laborer's value and takes that for himself when he had nothing to do with the curating process of the value.
I think you can. Sorry, I thought you were done. I think you can easily dispute the labor theory of value, though, because if value comes from labor, then theoretically, if I put a lot of effort and labor, let's say I take a week or 2 weeks digging a hole, filling it back up over and over again, break a sweat, put a lot of physical toil into it, nobody's actually going to value that because it hasn't accomplished anything.
That's why Marx prefaces the word labor with socially necessary.
How does anyone decide what's socially necessary?
I mean, it is subjective in nature, but Marx didn't reject things like supply.
Right. So
we
already have a subjective theory of value. It makes things a lot simpler. And
but Marx didn't reject things like supply and demand. That's like the purpose of supply and demand, to decipher what is necessary, socially necessary. But social necessity
right. So
still
it
exists.
comes from supply and demand, which is subjective.
Well, supply and demand is
to the consumer. It's not derived from labor.
No, it is derived from labor. Like all that is valuable has labor processes in it. There is not a single thing that you could find on the planet that is valuable without labor. Nothing. Value derives from labor.
There's truth to that, but that's not what the labor theory of value says, is it?
I mean,
because you can be more. Yeah, actually, if you have a definition, that would be good.
We could read a little bit of Marx. Let's see what chapter this would be. 2 factors of commodity. Okay, so chapter 1 probably. So we have the differentiation in use value and value. Use value, value, labor value in Marxian theory. So there's use value, which is like, it's part of the labor theory of value, how valuable something is in its utilization. And
Do you have a definition for the labor theory of value?
I mean, like, if I were to
Because my
guess,
understanding was that value is solely determined from labor, and you're saying it's not the case. So if you have a different definition,
the labor theory of value is far more nuanced than that. So there's 3 components of value: value, labor value, and use value. So just like, for example, Wikipedia will do a better job than me at this. The labor theory of value is a theory of value that argues the economic value of a good or service is determined by the total amount of socially necessary labor required to produce it. Now, if we go to socially necessary labor, and Marx isn't even the one responsible for the labor theory of value. There were capitalists who believed in it. But it's like this, like the concept of the labor theory of value is, are you still here? Oh, I'm on a different page.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
look this
listening.
up yourself.
Sorry?
You could look this up yourself. It's a juxtaposition of value, quote unquote, in use is the usefulness of this commodity, its utility. So that's where like the concept of subjective use comes.
Maybe it would be helpful if I had it in front of me, but isn't that circular? Say that again. So labor theory is determined by how much socially necessary how much socially necessary labor goes into it. And then what's the definition of socially necessary again?
I think like it's pretty self-evident. Anything that is deemed necessary by societal needs. So like Marx describes a commodity as something that satisfies human needs, whether it be through implicit or explicit desires, like needs of subsistence or needs of desire. That's what, and like the LTV is applied to commodities.
I find it all pretty vague. Like what's the significance of that in the real world? Let's say that's true.
Well, can you think of something that's like valuable without labor?
No. By definition, it would involve labor.
Yeah.
So is labor theory of value consistent with the subjective theory of value? Are you familiar with that?
Like are you talking about the Austrian refutation? Like subjective theory?
Yeah, I mean, but if it's consistent, it wouldn't be a direct refutation.
Yeah, I think you might be conflating like a hyper-specific, because I think subjective theory of value is like a hyper-specific Austrian concept. I think there's a
What do you mean by hyper-specific?
So like the subjective theory of value, if I'm not mistaken, is like an Austrian concept that is curated to refute Marx, from what I understand.
I mean, it stands on its own. It describes economically...
Like the diamond water paradox and all those, right? So like Ricardo, I don't think they're incompatible because Ricardo...
That's what I was thinking when you were defining it.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it incompatible because that's why Marx delves into things like supply and demand and recognizes those to still be the case.
Because so here's why they're not compatible. I'm just thinking it out now. So subjective theory of value states that in a trade, the consumer, if a consumer values the item they're receiving more than what they're giving up, usually money, but not necessarily, therefore they're willing to make the trade, and vice versa. If the person who's making the trade values the money more than the product, they can have an exchange. And because in order for a good or service to be valuable to somebody else, it necessarily requires some sort of labor. Otherwise, it's just unowned and you can pick it up from nature. Then they're not incompatible because whatever service or good you're trading is valued subjectively, but because it's an economic good, it therefore has to have labor that's invested in it.
Well, that's why I think that's why there's the concept of use value in the labor theory of value to address that. I don't know if like I would subscribe to the notion, but there are theories out there that parts of use value are like rooted in
And what's use value?
So like the utilization of X, and like that. So X is valuable because of 2 things. One, labor that curates Y into X, and then also the utilization or the use value.
What does that mean, X. Curates Y into X?
So like, for example, change a raw material into a vehicle, right? Or something along those lines. I take
Okay, so it's the reason why labor is required to make something an economic good or service.
yeah. So like a vehicle is valuable subjectively, whether it is a Corvette or and like a lot of things that like are valuable as a result of consumerism are prescribed something that is called sign value, and this is something that was like this theory was developed by like later postmodernist Marxian thinkers, like for example Jean Baudrillard. He goes a lot into sign value.
So sorry, at the beginning when you started talking about Marx, was there a point you were trying to make? I'm trying to see if it connects
That the LTV is like there is empiricism for the LTV to be the case. There's a Stanford.
What's
study,
LTV?
Labor theory of value. So like there's.
What about it? Like, why'd you bring it up in the first place? We just started a conversation about it.
Oh, because you said productive. You mentioned rich people as productive.
Oh, right.
And so when I was referencing rich people, I'm not talking about like doctors. I'm talking specifically people who have the means of production and exploit workers. So like Elon Musk, for example, doesn't really do anything except for market himself in many facets. Still profits immensely off of other people's labor.
Elon Musk has invented a lot of things, though, hasn't he? I mean, I'm not an expert on Elon Musk, but I've heard him on podcasts, and he talks about like developing tunnels, and like he has a lot of ingenuity that goes into
that's part of the marketing process. Do you know what year Tesla was founded?
Well, no, that's not marketing. Product development and marketing are two different
things.
I'm
saying marketing, like wait. He's not the one responsible for like the innovation process, not whatsoever. So like for example, what is Elon Musk known for most right now? What company?
Tesla, but he has a number of companies.
Yeah, Tesla. When was that founded?
I don't know.
2003. When did Elon Musk become the CEO?
I don't know. What's your point, though? What's the point?
2008. So, like, there are things that Elon Musk isn't originally responsible for, but he's marketed himself so brilliantly that it's literally just associated with him. Like Tesla, for example. Like these are things that have, like, function without him. He just inserts himself into the process. I mean, it's better for the capitalist because he markets the company so well that it manages to generate more profit. But at the same time, he is.
So that itself is productive. There's a reason to.
Yeah, but he's engaging in profit nonetheless at the same time. I mean, he's engaging in theft. Profit and theft, in my mind, are synonymous. But he's engaging in theft synonymously while generating.
Why are profit and theft not synonymous? Right, because these are voluntary transactions. So like theft involved.
What is your metric of voluntary? Do you think that capitalism is absolved of coercion?
Yes, with the caveat that you have to understand the nature of capitalism and that it doesn't exist now because there is coercion involved. So so it makes it difficult to take a real.
So you think that the current state of capitalism does involve coercion?
Yes, and to that extent, it's not capitalism.
So then Elon Musk is still
fascist.
Elon Musk himself would still be a critique of Elon Musk, because if he's operating under a coercive system, then this isn't really a voluntary transaction by any measure.
That's a good point. The problem with that is because it's not a completely voluntary system, but it's also not completely coercive. That's why it is complicated, because there's a lot of trading that's voluntary. Like if I go to buy a Tesla, there's no direct force involved, but there's a lot of regulations, a lot of taxation. There's like using the government to prevent competition. There's a lot of complications. But if you're going to say that because there's any sort of coercion at all, therefore you can't engage in anything that's voluntary, then you kind of eliminate the possibility of having any sort of productivity. And there still is the capacity now to be productive. Like he's still producing things that people want to purchase. So that's a significant factor. In addition to the fact that the coercion is a significant factor. Like there's nuance in that.
So where do you think so do you know what Elon Musk's net worth was at the start of the year?
I heard something about him being worth $100 billion now.
That's now.
I don't know at the start of the year.
He's worth $105 billion right now. At the beginning of the year, he was worth $40 billion, right? Tesla had record highs in stocks.
But how much money he's making has nothing to do with whether it's coercion or not.
Well, I'm about to get into why this is definitionally theft, the way he's doing right now. The vast majority of Elon Musk's net worth comes as a result of stocks, right? I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
As Tesla shares increase in their price, Elon Musk becomes more richer, I suppose, for lack of a prettier adjective. But when you look at this,
I only have a couple of minutes, so let's get right to it.
Oh, yeah.
Musk
All right. So productivity comes as a result of labor in this.
So you said he's done it by theft? Because I actually want to see if we have any common points before I have another.
So basically,
I'm curious about that, because it's theft. Just straight to the point, who is he stolen from?
So in this case, what I'm trying to get at is the fact that a lot of his worth is generated from the stock market. The stock market is artificial in the fact that it is reflective of labor.
No, I understand that the stock market's manipulated. I think then the people who are doing the theft are the central banks, not Elon Musk. Because in order for there to be theft, there has to be a victim. That's why I wanted to wrap it up by seeing it.
Yeah, the laborers are the victim. The laborers that are not properly compensated for what Elon Musk generates off of them. But I'm confused about the central bank point.
Well, because the stock market is expanded as far as a bubble because of all the currency that's injected into the economy. But if the laborers are there voluntarily, I know there's coercion involved, but in the coercive system, the coercion does not extend to the fact that they're forced to work for a certain employer. If they're choosing to work for that employer, even though if there was less coercion, they'd probably have more options, no doubt. But within the restricted economy as it exists, they're not forced to work there.
Do you think that slavery?
Therefore, you can't say they're exploited by definition.
Do you think that slavery is absolved of its unethical nature if you get to choose your master?
No, but it's not a master if you don't.
Well, in this manner, it is a master because at the end of the day, I'm going to be subjected to theft. It's just I get to choose who steals from me, or I get to be the master if I sell myself out long enough.
Well, anyway, I do have to run, and we haven't got to a definition of theft. But I guess that's one of the problems with ideology. But
anyway, I just think theft in this case would be stealing value that you didn't generate. That's
circular, and I don't have more time. But anyway, I appreciate the exercise. I wish you luck.
All right, you have a good one.
Hi.
Oh shit. He's so condescending. Yeah, it's fine though. I was gonna actually I feel like at times he was being good faith, so I did want him to look into that Stanford study, but he just dipped. What's up, brother? Okay. He never talks to girls? That's literally just bullshit. What the fuck?
Hi, Ilia.
What's up? You know me?
Yeah.
How's your day?
Good. How's yours?
Not too bad.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, you have a good one.
Well, I'm a Nazbol.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Yeah. Well, I've been calling myself a conservative socialist more because people keep associating me with Nazis, and I'm ethnically Jewish, so I don't like that. But.
Well, I think that Nazbols are quite anti-Semitic.
What?
I think that Nazbols are quite anti-Semitic.
Yeah, which is why I've been kind of calling myself more of a conservative socialist recently.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the Nazbols I know are not anti-Semitic at all, which is why I was like, oh, that makes sense. But then people were automatically putting me in with Nazis, and I get super triggered because I grew up with my family members having numbers tattooed on their arms. So
yeah. So how do you reject intellectualism and empiricism?
Sorry, oh my God, I'm just raising the volume for a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your question? How
do you reject intellectualism and empiricism? Because when I usually talk to a Nazbol and I explain to them that race isn't real because of X academic reasons provided, they'll be like, well, Jews control academia, and then that way I can't have a conversation and they can't face the reality that we live in. How do you escape that?
Well, I don't really think Jews control anything.
I'd agree, yeah.
I think that's kind of a ridiculous notion. That is just kind of ridiculous. I mean, I am a nationalist, so What
do you think about race?
I think race is good no matter what kind of race you are.
Do you think that there are differences between the races?
Yeah.
So, like, other than phenotypical traits?
I don't really know.
Like behavioral patterns? You don't think that race affects behavioral patterns?
I don't want to say yes because I don't have any thing to back that up with, and I don't want to whatever, but I don't want to say no either because of my experiences.
Well, here's the dilemma if you say, how did I phrase the question? Do you think that race has effects on behavioral patterns?
Yeah.
If you say no, the dilemma is how do you justify the fact that black people are in lower socioeconomic status in the United States?
So I mean, I think I do believe in the abolition of money and class. So I mean, I think that'll definitely help with people who black people and whatnot.
Yeah. Do you think that the United States is innately racist?
Yeah.
And that systemic racism exists within the United States?
I'm sorry, Daddy. Can you lower the TV? Sorry.
That systemic racism exists within the United States?
Yes.
So why are you a nationalist?
I don't think it's really a big issue.
Do you consider racism unethical? Kind of. That's interesting. Why is that a gray area for you?
I guess I have a lot of trauma. I was sexually assaulted by multiple people who were black, so I have a hard time thinking that it's inherently wrong just because of my trauma. But I don't want to say that it's right, which is why it's kind of a gray area for me.
I don't think they did that because of their race, though.
See, that's the same reason I have a problem with the behavioral are there behavioral differences because everybody who sexually assaulted me has been black.
That's because just statistically things of those nature happen at lower socioeconomic status. That's if we pulled up a red hot map of sexual assault cases within the United States, you would see large amounts in Appalachia as well, which is very white and homogenous. I wouldn't ever assign blame to the fact that those people are white in doing it. It's just a matter of lower socioeconomic status means worse choices all around. Especially when you grow up in an environment of very, very fragile masculinity and things along those lines, which is common in America in lower socioeconomic areas. Appalachia is built on toxic masculinity, probably the same for very impoverished African American areas in urban cities. Wouldn't blame anything on. I don't think that would justify black people getting larger sentences disproportionately. I still think that's very unethical, especially considering there seems to be no scientific backing for race.
So, I guess I'm trying to think. I'm also okay, sorry. I do think that them getting longer prison sentences is wrong. I don't think that's correct. I think the justice system is fucked.
So that's why you would want to just abolish the United States?
Yeah, pretty much.
But you're a nationalist.
No. Yeah, no, I'm more of okay, so I do believe in nationalism, but I don't like the U.S.
So
how it's run.
Who were you a nationalist of?
Russia.
Oh, Christ. Russia's not much better.
I like it.
It's quite homophobic. It has a lot of underlying issues.
Homophobia is based.
Why is that?
Because, I guess because I'm religious.
I could send you an article that would show why you should not be homophobic as a Christian.
Well, okay. I'm not homophobic, okay? I don't care if you're gay or whatever, because I personally I think that the issue isn't with being gay. The issue is with like not resisting temptation. So even though like personally,
even that, I don't think even like homosexual action is a sin. Like what verses?
Oh, so I definitely do.
What verses do you use to justify that?
So I definitely think like action is a sin. Do I think being homosexual is a sin? No.
What verses would you use to justify that? Leviticus 18:22, Romans.
Yes.
Well, in Leviticus, I'd rather just send you the article. I probably wouldn't do it justice. But there's a differentiation between Mosaic, like ceremonial law, and Christian law, and the reason that was the case in the Old Testament, specifically in Leviticus, Genesis, and Exodus. What happened is that's all Mosaic law, right? So that is something, those laws were developed for God's chosen people, the Jewish people at the time.
Yeah. So the thing is, right, I know the First Testament, like, backhanded, because I went to a Jewish school my whole life. I grew up with a Jewish education. Like, I know the First Testament, like, very well, and in Hebrew.
So are you Christian?
So I know the original translation.
Are you Christian or Jewish?
I'm Catholic.
Oh.
I converted.
Yeah. I don't think those verses can be used by Christians to justify anything, especially considering like their Mosaic law. They're just not applicable to Christians. Like, they has no moral.
Right, so I think a big thing is because of like Judaism. I'm still like I still don't eat pork. I still don't do a lot of things because I never did them, and I'm uncomfortable doing them. So like mixed fabrics, and I think I very much stick to the First Testament.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's just not Christianity then. I don't know how else to put it. I'm sorry. Like Mosaic law is just not something that Christians practice. Like, it's not what Christianity is supposed to be. But going back to Russia, you said you're Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't think Catholics are fans of AIDS and abortion, which Russians are a fan of.
I'm not a fan of that either.
Yeah.
No.
So in Russia, the AIDS epidemic is second to that of South Africa in its infection rate in males. Also, alcoholism isn't like something that Catholics like. The abortion rate in Russia, for every 10 live births, there are 13 abortions. And
I did not know that. That makes me so upset.
As a result of alcohol consumption within Russia, 1 in every 4 males is not expected to make it past their 55th birthday. So I don't know how this is something that like you would be a nationalist of. It seems to be like the opposite of the Catholic dreamland. I'd say you should be a nationalist of Vatican City, but they touch boys a lot, so I don't think it's nice to be a nationalist of anything. They touch boys a lot. That seems to be a motif in the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty fucked.
Yeah, so I just think nationalism is stupid all around, no matter the country.
I mean, yeah, fair. That's your opinion.
I mean, I try to keep my opinion limited to empirical evidence. I think anything that is appealing within the confines of a nation is probably actually antithetical in its reality. Or I just don't think you could find an excuse to adore any nation, whether it's X or Y.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Israel, what are your thoughts?
Israel's a nation. I don't like it as much as any other nation. I just don't like the fact that nations exist.
Okay.
Especially nations that prioritize one ethnicity over another. So in Israel, there's a nation-state law. In the Constitution, Netanyahu has, on multiple occasions, tried to prescribe, and I think successfully, prescribed Israel as the Jewish homeland. There's great suppression against Arab Israelis and Palestinians and election processes. So I would consider
100% apartheid state.
Yeah, I would consider my dislike for Israel as much as my dislike for Japan and China. Don't like any of those countries. Why do you bring it up?
I kind of like China.
You like China? Why is that?
I like this. I like, the fact that they banned porn.
I mean,
That's like one of my biggest things.
I don't like the internment of 1.3 million Muslims. And
That's literally the Red Scare all over again. There's no way that's true.
I mean, the Red Scare really didn't have like 5G aerial photographs to back up anything, or nor I don't know. How would you explain a military presence in the Xinjiang province, an increase in military personnel from 25,000 to 100,000 in 1 year, 1 calendar year? I think you only need 4 times the military presence if you are trying to mobilize against an entire ethnic group. Also, documented footage of just rounding up teens at night and then just disappearing permanently from the streets of Xinjiang.
I'm sorry, it was really great talking to you, but I cannot hear anything you're saying.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I hear you now. What were you saying?
I don't think it's fake. 1, because of aerial photographs taken of the area. 2 documented instances in which like Chinese military personnel round up teens at night and those teens just disappear. And 3, an increased military presence documented in Xinjiang province from 25,000 personnel to 100,000 personnel in 1 calendar year. All of those things.
I mean, I do think that there probably something happening with Muslims, but do I think that it's however many you just said? I forgot the number. No.
Well, even if it's 5, I think it's like enough for me to just hate the country.
I just think I'm just very happy that they banned porn. That's like that's like one of the biggest things I'm very, very, very like strong about. It's like abortion, then banning porn.
If there's 1.3 Muslims in internment camps, but porn is banned, is that okay?
1.3
million.
Oh, you said 1.3, and I was like, oh.
If there's 1.3 million Muslims in internment camps, but porn is banned, do you think that Y excuses X?
No, but
Well, I don't like when people just disagree with reality, so I don't know where to take the conversation from here.
all right, sorry.
You have a good day.
You too.
What's up? Okay. What time is it? I'll stay on for like 15 more minutes.
Hey,
What's up?
do you sing?
No, I don't. I didn't want to take it here because she was Jewish and it could have been like, I don't know, a microaggression or something. But here's an analogous situation. Someone was like, oh, well, I like the Third Reich because it did X, Y, and Z. They developed infrastructure greater. They increased the wages for the working German class. And they decreased cigarette consumption and banned pornography and increased fertility rates. I'm like, oh, but what about like the whole Holocaust? And they're like, well, I don't know about that one. I was like, well, do you think that all of those good things are excusable despite the fact that 6 million people were genocided, Jewish people alone? And they responded to me and said, well, I don't know about the whole 6 million thing. It's analogous. It's obviously one is of a greater extreme, but nonetheless it is analogous. You're downplaying something.
Is it true?
What's up?
Hello.
I don't know about that guy.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, Queen.
Can you be ethnically Jewish?
Are you Ilia?
Yeah.
Yo.
What's up?
Yo. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You like Trump?
If I know you, I don't like Trump.
That's weird because a lot of people who know me actually just say the N-word when they find out who I am or come out as a Nazbol. It's peculiar.
Yeah, I don't support Trump, but I was like, is that Ilia?
What do you consider yourself economically?
Like, what do you mean, like capitalist or something like?
Yeah. Or
Oh, yeah.
I meant to say politically. My mind is just so economically oriented right now.
Oh yeah, I'm an Austrian, so.
Oh really? Why is that?
What do you mean? I mean, because like, I guess like, what do you mean? Why is that? Like, it's a broad question. Like, specifically, like I guess, like I mean,
Well, like
it's
what, for example, like what do you believe ethically?
ethically,
Yeah.
like
Like where do you get your morals from? Like your meta ethic, where do you think morals come from?
yeah. I guess ironically, I don't get my ethics from like Christianity. I'm actually atheist, ironically, but I guess I don't know. I'm a little bit new to ethics, but I read I did a little bit like research. I read like some
Kantian ethics, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Also, I read some like I also read like Nietzsche. I can't pronounce the name. Nietzsche. Yeah. Some nihilist shit. Sterner.
Well, Nietzsche was a existentialist.
Yeah. And I also read Sterner a little bit. So I don't know what I am really. Honestly, I don't really know what I am like completely ethically yet, since I'm not that great at ethics. I'm being honest. I'm actually very new politically as well. So I might actually like change my ideology. Like
Yeah. Who do you follow all on TikTok?
Who do I follow on TikTok?
Yeah.
Pretty much like everyone on political, like Craig, right? Like
Yeah.
I follow Craig, follow Apologetics Scott or whatever.
Okay, so that's probably what got you into Kant, right?
Yeah, I follow you a little bit. I think I follow you on and then I follow like MJ.
That's a very educated crowd to follow. I like those accounts. Craig and Scott are probably the only two right libertarians that I do not want to blow my brains out when I talk to them.
Do you do you not like I also follow Evan as well.
Yeah, but Evan's like so far left, post left. If he's still a post leftist, I'm not sure. Maybe he's like Marxist stuff, like some sort of psychoanalytic Marxist, maybe like Freudian school. I'm not sure. It updates every week. It's hard to keep track of Evan and Finn, especially the two of them.
Yeah.
Two of them go further down the rabbit hole every time they read a book.
Who else do I follow? Wait, you said Craig and Scott are the only like right libertarians that you don't want to like fucking kill yourself over?
Yeah, pretty much.
So who do you hate the most? So I'm curious now. Who do you hate the most? What are some people you hate the most? First, I'm taking a picture for if I met Ilia, but who do you hate the most?
Who do I hate the most?
Or who do you think's the stupidest? Like some people that are the stupidest people out of those groups.
I like the pseudo-intellectual conservatives generally. So like Tyler Blumman. Oh my.
Tyler makes me want to fucking. Oh god.
Tyler Blumman is like one of the biggest dipshits on the entire face of the like. He actually, I don't know how you devote so much time to politics and you know nothing. Like it's ridiculous.
I don't really pay attention to Tyler anymore. But isn't he like constitutionalist or something like that?
I don't know what the fuck he calls himself. He's just a Republican. There are a lot of people who want to lay claim to like right libertarianism because it's like new and popular or whatever, but most people are just Republicans and conservatives. Scott said this himself. Like a lot of people are just Republicans pretending to be ANCAPs.
It's like
that's why if I ever want to talk with someone in that manner, and I've talked to Scott plenty of times. He used to join our Zooms all the time. I think I did an Instagram live with him one time. Voice message debates and DMs all the time. Scott and Craig are both infinitely smarter than me.
So actually, I actually don't know you too well. I mean, I follow you, but what are you actually? I don't really like watch your videos too much. Sorry about that.
As of now, I just consider myself a Christian communist.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't really like fancy economic nuance too much, nor ethical or like anything along those lines. I feel like I have proofs of God and like cosmological arguments. That's enough for me to prove my ethical standing from there. And then
sorry. Do you know what's his name? Amaya?
Yes.
Yeah. What the dude? This kid. Like I forgot. In one of his TikToks, he like said some fucking like Latin word to replace like necessary, some shit like that, like just to sound smart. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this kid on? And his apology was like, I'm sorry for like DMing Bean's fucking girlfriend. I just wanted to like get laid or something. Like, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Yeah, that's what we call a pseudo-intellectual because
Yeah, I
when
know
he
that, yeah.
debated Bernard, he literally had to have his meta-ethic explained to him.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that. He had to have his own school of ethics explained to him. Like,
Yep.
oh,
It was
my.
very, very sad. Bernard is way too nice, especially considering like Amaya is not the nicest person, very pretentious.
Maya is a very condescending person. He's
very,
like, yeah,
very condescending.
This is why you don't debate me on natural capacity. I'm like,
Yeah,
shit. If I were to know you, I would probably fucking sock the shit out of you. You are one condescending fucking idiot. I'm not idiot. Okay, he's not like stupid, but he's just
pretentious. It's like categorically
his
like the
ego-
most predictable shit of all time.
high as shit.
I debated him on my live one time a few months back.
You did?
This is before he really started reading anything too much. I don't know what he even used to argue against me on abortion. And like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people underestimate my abortion capabilities, but I was the one who brought the subjective experience argument to TikTok because like back in May, the classical liberals fucking destroyed me in a Zoom. It was like a 2v5 Zoom on abortion with one of my liberal friends. And we just got cucked. So I just sat down in my room for 2 weeks and just researched everything. Mapped out brains of like chimpanzees versus infants. All of that shit. So I was generally pretty prepared for this. And then when he debated me halfway through, I was just like, this shit is boring. He doesn't like know his own ideals. So I just literally like got bored and was like, oh, I'm pro-choice because the Bible says so. And then I just gave him a cosmological argument that I knew he couldn't refute. And then just gave him some pro-choice verses. I was like, yeah, that's why I'm pro-choice. Because he couldn't justify the pro-life position earlier, which seems to be a motif.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been nice talking to you. I met another. I met a Paleo Asian yesterday. Actually, if I'm Paleo Asian.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know? Okay. Well, he's a paleocon.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of those. Holy shit. They keep showing up on my For You page. You know, like Bee Inspector?
Bee Inspector?
Oh my god, that dude's a dipshit.
Oh, let me. Like, what? How do you spell his name?
B.Inspector, I think. I'm not sure though.
Oh wait, is it? Oh god, what the fuck? Is it this dude right here? Oh wait, is it this dude right here? Hold on, I don't know if.
Yeah.
Illiterate hype house. What the fuck? What is he?
Racist.
Racist.
I think that's just, at this point, I just think that's his political ideology.
Oh shit, my Mac is about to die. I need to put this shit on the charger before it fucking explodes. Okay. Oh shit. So yeah, this is my second political TikToker I've found.
What's your political TikTok? Do you want to plug yourself?
Sure, but I have fucking 30 followers because I'm. I don't know. Here it is. It is Philip the Shit Minarchist. There it is.
How do you spell Philip? Just one L?
2L.
Two L?
2 L's. Yeah.
Alright. So Philip the Shit Minarchist.
Yeah, but I only had like 3 like political videos on there, but I just memed on there. But I also do like some like commentary type stuff too. So, yeah.
Alright, yeah. Well, you have a good one, brother.
Yeah, you too. It's been nice meeting you.
Yes, sir. It's been nice talking to you.
Yep.
Stay safe. Philip Ship Minarchist, if anyone want to see. I'm just going to go ahead and end the live. I'm going to Twitch. I'm going to be live on Twitch at like 9:15 p.m. And the